All right, hello, Team Gonzaga. I want you to meet Grizzly, our newest and probably furriest family member. Think of this as your very first mission. We're not just going to learn how to live with a new dog, we are going to learn how to be the absolute best team Grizzly could ever ask for. So let's get started. Zavi, Eli, Gianna, Abe, and Poncho. This is your official mission briefing. We are about to go on a really cool adventure to understand exactly how Grizzly's brain works, what makes him super happy, and this is the most important part, how we can all work together to make our home safe and fun for him, and for us too. So, let's dive right in. As you can see, you each have three really important jobs. You're going to be his protector, his trainer, and his best friend. You're not just kids in the house anymore, you guys are now officially Grizzly's leadership team. And this right here, this is our playbook. Okay, so to really get Grizzly, you need to know a little secret. He's basically a superhero. I mean it. He's a Belgian Malinois, which is a breed with some pretty amazing abilities. And just like any superhero, his powers come with great responsibility. For all of us. So, what exactly are these superpowers? Well, they're the instincts that make this breed of dogs so incredible at really important jobs, like police work and search and rescue. Let's take a closer look at what Grizzly's working with. It is amazing how all these powers work together. His high intelligence and that strong work drive, that means he gets bored, like really bored, if he doesn't have a job to do. And that super energy has to be burned off in a good way. And his fierce loyalty, well, that just means he's always on duty, ready to protect his pack. And guess what? That's us. And that is where we come in. We're his mission control. It's our job to channel all his powers for good, to help him understand the difference between, say, the mail carrier and a real threat, or the difference between kids playing and an actual problem. We are the team that makes him a great family dog. All right, let's get to our first mission, the kid rules. This is all about how we act around Grizzly. You see, super smart dogs like him, they need calm, predictable leaders they can trust. That's your job. And it all starts with understanding how his brain is wired. I want you to think of it like this. Grizzly was born with a chase button. It's a totally natural instinct that all dogs like him have. It's not a bad thing, it's just part of his wiring. So our job is just to learn what pushes that button so we don't set it off by accident. Let's look at how this actually works. When you run and scream, his brain instinctively says, chase. And he might nip at your heels to try and herd you. It doesn't mean he's being mean, it's just his instinct. If you wave toys up in the air, he's wired to jump up and grab them. And if you're wrestling with each other, he might think it's a real fight and try to break it up by herding and barking. See how that works? Okay, so now that we know what pushes Grizzly's chase button, we can make some rules to keep things calm and safe. These are the three most important, totally unbreakable rules for Team Grizzly. Everyone has to know them and follow them. Every single time. Rule number 1 is super simple, be a tree. Gianna, Abe, and Poncho, this one is especially for you guys. If Grizzly gets too jumpy or maybe starts to nip a little, you just freeze. Stand totally still, fold your arms, and look down at your feet. Trees don't run or scream, right? So his chase button just turns off. All of a sudden you're boring, and he'll lose interest. Next up is rule number 2, seek high ground. This is a super easy one. If you have a snack, or maybe if a game gets a little too wild, just hop up onto a chair or the sofa. This creates an instant safe space, and it tells Grizzly, hey, it's time to calm down. And our final kid rule, number 3, is respect the safety zone. I want you to think of Grizzly's crate or his bed as his own private room. Just like you want privacy in your room, he needs it in his. So we never, ever, ever bother him there, especially if he's sleeping or eating. This way, he always knows he has a totally safe place to go. Okay, team, you have your rules. Now it's time for Grizzly's mission. This is where we actively start to teach him things. For a high-energy dog like Grizzly, the most important skill we can possibly teach him is how to find his off switch. How to calm himself down. So here's a little secret about dogs like Grizzly. You can't just run them until they get tired. Their energy is almost limitless. No, the real key to a calm dog is tiring out that super smart brain of his. Brain exercise is just as important as running around the yard. I'd say maybe even more so. So how do we give his brain a workout? Well, with puzzles. Things like toys that make him work for his food, little scent games like Find the Treat, and short, really fun training sessions. And believe it or not, 10 minutes of focused training can actually tire him out more than a 30-minute run.
Okay, this next trick is our secret weapon, and literally everyone in the family can do it. It's called capturing calmness. It's so easy. Whenever you see Grizzly just lying down and relaxing all on his own, you quietly walk over and drop a little treat right between his paws. No talking, no petting. You're just rewarding him for choosing to be calm. You're teaching him that relaxing is an awesome choice to make.
Now for our older team members. Zavi and Eli, this training mission is for you. Teaching Drop It is so important for safe games like Fetch, and the two-toy method is the easiest way to do it. You just make the second toy seem way more interesting, and the second he drops the first one to get it, you say drop it, and then give him tons of praise.
Okay, let's bring it all together now. We've got our kid rules and we have Grizzly's training mission. Now we're going to see how to combine them into everyday teamwork so that our games and our jobs set everybody up for success.
It's really important that we choose the right games to play. So good games like Fetch or Hide and Seek, they focus all of Grizzly's energy and his drive onto a toy. But risky games like Chase or Wrestling, they can focus that drive onto a person. And that's when his chase button can get pushed by accident. Just remember, the toy is always the target, never a person. On Team Grizzly, everybody has a job. Helping care for him builds a super strong bond. Gianna, Abe, and Pancho, you guys can be the official puzzle toy experts. And Xavier and Eli, you can be in charge of practicing his tricks with mom or dad. All of these jobs teach Grizzly that kids bring the best things in life, food and fun.
And that brings us to the ultimate goal. You know, the reason we're doing all of this. The final mission for Team Grizzly isn't just about rules and training. It's about building a bond of trust and friendship that's going to last his entire life.
Now for the single most important rule of all, and it's this number right here, 100%. That is how often an adult must be actively watching when the younger kids in Grizzly are together. 100% of the time. There are no exceptions. This is the #1 way we keep everybody safe and happy.
And that's our guide. But really, this is just the beginning of your adventure with Grizzly. So I'm going to leave you all with one final mission question. Based on everything you've learned today, what is one new thing you're going to do this week to be a great teammate for Grizzly?